Hey guys, welcome to the party. My name is AJ.
Hello guys, this is Lex, and we have another video for you guys
Okay,
today.
guys, we have a very important video. It concerns a lot of Americans. It's about the debt ceiling. Supposedly we have some good news on it. Janet Yellen has said that it will we can survive till June 5th, not June 1st. So we have 3-4 days of more breathing room till the Democrats and Republicans actually figure out what to do with the debt ceiling if a negotiation actually finalizes to a deal. You will see on Tuesday the House Dems and House Republicans actually vote on a bill to see if they can pass it, and then Wednesday the Senate to pass and send it to the president's desk for him to sign it. Now, it's very like if you're skating on like thin ice right now, it seems like it's good, but the deeper you go, you might break. What do you think, Lex? Do you think this deal can actually happen?
It will happen. I'm sure it's gonna happen. They have no choice but to come through. We have a lot of people depending on it. If they don't agree on something, a lot of people's gonna lose their jobs.
How would
So
it affect Biden if it doesn't go through?
well, they're gonna blame him. People's gonna lose their jobs, and they're gonna blame Biden for not
You
agreeing.
think the mainstream media is gonna probably try to pull the blame on some Republicans, because that's what the Fox News is saying, that they're gonna put blame on
It,
Republicans,
well,
but
it
the
depends
president is the one that gets remembered.
what news channel you watch. If it's CNN, they probably won't blame Biden. If it's Fox, they for sure they will blame Biden.
So
Even though it goes through, there's gonna be something that they're gonna say, okay, Biden didn't agree to that, but anyways, it went through.
so a lot
But
of Americans see this as financially being irresponsible. The government is very financially irresponsible with taxpayer money. Uh, you leave it till the final days and you put the whole nation through like a roller coaster.
mhm.
uh if it does happen, how bad do you think it can affect the economy, and how bad uh I mean, first of all, if we do default, number one, the credit of the United States gets really affected. Number two, the dollar gets more devalued. Number three, a lot of people lose jobs. Millions of federal employees will lose jobs, including the American troops. And a lot of social security benefits can be cut, that people that live
Yep,
paycheck to paycheck. A
yep.
lot of medical health insurance and all that stuff gets stopped. So many things get affected if the government actually does not pay its bills. And with that being said, America is one of the most powerful nations in the world. Why is the Democrats right now? We do have a bill on the floor, but the Democrats don't want to pass it because they don't agree with that much spending cuts. But if you're in that much debt, wouldn't you want to cut these spending so your deficit actually goes down?
Well, the thing is that what we know is still is what the government want us to know. I'm sure there's a whole lot more why the Democrats don't agree. And when the Republicans don't agree, they know why they don't agree because they want to overspend. It's just check and
It's a
balances.
seesaw, yeah, correct. And
It
why
is
why do American, like, they do it behind closed doors? Who knows if they're even negotiating or just playing games while they laugh.
they probably think drinking coffee, talking
Yeah,
about whatever they're gonna do tomorrow while we here struggling, waiting for whatever they're gonna decide to do.
and they
And
play with, like, our the future of a lot of Americans. So when that happens, I think that there should be a different system set in play where these kind of things don't happen. because if a fallout is eventually supposed to happen, I mean, how much more debt does America need to be in for this to happen? And if it does continue and continue this way, and then it finally happens, that is going to be very traumatic, even worse than if it happens
But
right now.
but what president hasn't raised the ceiling? I think every president has done it because that's just the way it is.
Donald
Inflation
Trump
is
did it with $8 trillion. That was like 35 to 40% of whatever the national debt was already. He raised it that much, which
yeah, but
caused the biggest stock market rally too, which made a lot of people really, really rich. A lot of Americans really, really rich.
but that's my
But
point.
now
Everybody's
inflation
done
is
it.
at
Everybody's done it. So why not just go ahead and go through and not wait until the last minute because you know you're still gonna do it.
well, I think what happens is like, you know, it goes. I think it goes into a deeper problem. See, a lot of Republicans are, and it goes to like, if we want to go deep into this, this is gonna go very deep. And I'm gonna try to shorten it up as much as I can. So if a lot of Republicans are against abortions, right? If we have a lot of abortions, that means we don't have that much citizens. If we don't have that many citizens, they don't pay the taxes. The Democrats are mostly for, they're letting a lot of immigrants in. They and a lot of immigrants that come in, they don't often pay taxes, right? They'll work hard as hell, but they won't contribute to the American tax system, and that's what the
Yes,
Republicans don't really like.
yes, yes, and no. Because if you an immigrant, you don't pay state taxes, you don't pay federal taxes. But you know, some of these immigrants, they do have something that is called 18. It's a number like a social security number. Some of these guys use it because they feel like one day they're gonna be able to legalize their status in here. So they pay taxes and they never get anything back at the end
No,
of the year.
correct. Yeah, correct.
But
That is
when
true. So that's
when
what
you go to
a
Target,
lot of
when you go to Brookfield, when you go to the store, you pay taxes. You pay
correct.
sales
That's
taxes.
sales tax though.
But you paying taxes.
Correct. So
Go.
now with that being said, okay, so let's say it's an immigrant and he doesn't come in cleanly. He comes in, without the A card or A team card, and they get paid under the table. That a lot of that, see, a lot of Americans where they mostly pay taxes, everyone's paying sales tax somewhere or another. This is where the government is like incredibly genius. Because like, let's give an example. If I pay something to in the gas station, let's say I buy a Gatorade for $2. I'm with state tax and local tax. Let's say if I lived in the state of New York, or let's say Texas is 8.25, I'm gonna pay $2.16. And if that 16 cents obviously is going to the local government, state government, correct? Now, then the gas station guy buys a Gatorade from, like, let's say Walmart for $1. He's paying $1.08. That 8 cents goes there. So there's tax right there, tax right there, tax right there. So they're getting a tax off it. Like that $1 that I had, that dollar is getting taxed everywhere. That's how
Everywhere.
a lot of these, the governments makes money really quick, quick, quick. But it goes to local thing. It funds local. It goes to local government. It goes to state government, and it
And
you
federal.
know, uh, funds the cops, the hospitals, the roads, it funds all these things. Now, income tax is basically, what we give to like the federal government. That
Right.
funds, all these federal projects that they do. And most of the time, if you're making a lot of money, you can be taxed up to 50%, sometimes even more in some places. Now, when that happens, the what the Republicans have a problem is that these immigrants aren't paying their income taxes and federal taxes, so nothing really happens. What they want is the citizens to pay. That's why they're like some of the reasons that they're against abortion. Come on now, because after the child is born, where are they to help them out then? They're not there to help them out. They just want them to be those workers that work the 9 to 5, this and that, work the jobs. They don't care about the kids after it's born, no matter what kind of household it's coming from. They just want the kid to be born, and they think
Yeah,
like
but
because the
but
Democrats are
that
more lenient towards that, and they make you believe that hey, if the person can afford it, if the person's raised this that as a person, it's up to your body to do whatever you need to, right? If you can't afford a child, maybe you shouldn't have a child. But if you do, maybe you should get your responsibilities up and make sure that child is your number one priority. Forget about your stuff. You have a child now. You have something to look after. But if you look at it in a government standpoint, they're trying to make trained soldiers, or train tax money basically growing up. And I think with that being said, uh, that's why I think we see a lot of left and right issues. But both of them are just trying to get money out of the American citizen or the American immigrant
well that
or
and
illegal immigrant.
that's where we need to make sure the government we have do what they need to do.
But
Because
yeah,
in the meantime, we're still waiting and see what they're gonna do
but that
with
they have to make sure. See, the thing is, right now, when they divide us so much, the the and in these times when, let's say, the GDP doesn't match the debt, that's when it becomes a problem. If our GDP right now is lower than our GDP should be like in the $20 trillion or something range, but our debt isn't like in the 30 trillion. So that's a big problem. I think that's it could cause a big economic crash. But these next couple of days are going to be very important to look out for. Speaker McCarthy's trying to get something figured out right now to close a deal. Let's see what happens in the weekend, and then basically these next 6 days are very crucial.
we will see what happens, man. I'm sure they're gonna find a way to
Hopefully
agree on
they do.
something.
Hopefully they do.
I'm sure they will, but we will have another video if they don't. We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about it.
Right now, today the stock market went like it was a crazy volatile day, but it just kept shooting up. So they're optimistic right now, but you know if it's so optimistic, I'm scared like next week that all that just goes away. So they're building it up to
Well, we will see what happens, man.
but
I
hopefully
just
I'm
think,
wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But
yep,
take care, guys. Like, share, subscribe if you like the video. I know we get a little bit emotional here, but we keep it real.
yes, we do. Thank you for your time, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.